I gotta be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea who I favor on this one. I actually feel like this is fairly open, but I might just be biased in my hatred for this map in particular. So, with that said, I'll let you introduce your player.
Top left-hand side is going to be from the Stasis Wardi. He's going to take his TVT from earlier and up it a level. It's Spirit.
And his opponent in the bottom right, spawning in as the yellow Terran player, he is Gumiho. Can I ask you a personal question, Wardi?
Yeah, of course.
Were you looking forward to today's matches because nobody knows how to properly go through these segments when it's like two of the other casters against each other, and you don't have a run of show written down for us to follow like we're monkeys?
Well, you know what? I just believe you guys are going to be fine anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, you know, show up. I'll tell you guys like a minute before, like, look, I'm going to put this on the screen, talk about what's on the screen. Yeah, you'll be good. My favorite was yesterday, and I said, oh, you know, don't intro the players straight away because there's like a split screen, right? And Jess took that very literally as don't talk while the split screen's on. So the first game of the day starts. We have this little split screen where it's like Roddy versus CG, and it's just dead silence. I'm like, oh god, oh god. Turn it off, get them talking. But yeah, no, it was kind of nice going in and being able to talk and, you know, sell out a little bit. Be like, hey guys, Kickstarter, pledge, get your rewards, be a StarCraft fan.
Checking off all the boxes.
Yeah, checking off all these. Yeah, it's kind of nice, but honestly, it's much harder to cast and produce. I didn't realize, like, you know, with all the things that I'm doing, I'm like trying to do picture in picture. That's way harder when you actually have to think about what you're saying and talking and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's I guess that's more what I was asking about as well, is having to press all of the extra buttons while talking about the game. Well, it'll be easier because I'll be able to do more of the talking while we win, so you don't have to sweat it too much. Don't sweat too much. This is a TVT though. I don't think anything has actually happened yet. They've both done just about the exact damn same thing. So we're just chilling. How's your day going, Wardi?
Yeah, my day's good, man. I actually slept last night. The night before I didn't sleep well because I was kind of stressed, you know. First day jitters, I just wanted everything to go well. And then yesterday went really well. You know, XSplit didn't crash, which is always a bonus, and you know everything ran smoothly. My transitions worked. You know, I did a little production rehearsal and everything went like it did in rehearsal. So it turns out rehearsals can be useful if you're not the caster that knows how to cast StarCraft. It's always a bonus.
Nice. Well, that sounds like a productive day. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, stepped on my dog and fell over, walking to the bathroom, and I said, man, F Wardi. But other than that, feeling pretty good. I think my coffee will be here in like a half hour, so I'll be good to go for match 2. But
nice. Yeah, it's kind of brutal on you guys with the 4 a.m.s. It's
okay. I did get the second 2 matches yesterday, so that was a lot easier to do.
Yeah, I try to spread it out a little bit to give everyone a bit of, you know, a fair share of waking up as early as possible. So, you know, try to make it fair. I mean, it works both ways because, you know, it sucks a bit for you when you have to play earlier, but then it's better for your players because most of them are Koreans. So, you know. That's true. I do it for the squad.
You do it for the team. It's not about me. It's not about me, Wardi. I'm not the one that has to go out there and play the game. I just sit here and talk about how beautiful Gumiho and Hero are. Easy peasy.
It's also very easy to talk about those things, I'm pretty sure. This is really, I was going to say very similar, but they did change a little bit of unit production up. But I mean, Banshee on the way from Gumiho. We saw the sneaky Banshee yesterday was a pro, actually. It was pretty nice in was it the special game?
Yeah. We were like, okay, we're just gonna get a random Banshee, no cloak or anything, and then it ends up winning the Cyclone battle at the start for us. I'm like, okay, I guess it can be a thing. I guess it's decent.
Yeah.
Is there like a Kickstarter reward for like the replays of these at some point down the road, or no?
Yeah, it's it's a cheap one too.
Well, if you play Terran, these 2 players have both opened, so it's such milquetoast standard TVT builds. I'll put this one up there. It's I feel like we've got both players that kind of just shook their hands saying we're gonna play a nice, really long macro game, and neither of us are in absolutely any rush whatsoever to try and kill the other.
Yeah, well, the TVTs can be like that. This Banshee gets a couple Marines. The Cyclone's gone hunting, man. He wants to get that lock on. There's not a lot of dead airspace on this map, but obviously there is a ledge here the Cyclone can't circumvent, so he has to go the long way around. Banshee still lives. There's nothing to take advantage of this from Gumiho on the map, although he will move out with Cyclone Reaper on the bottom. Sorry, on the right side. And maybe he can get over here. The Raven finds the Banshee.
Don't use the energy. Don't use the turret energy. It's not worth it. You won't get it. You won't get it, and it's not worth it. Don't do it, Spirit.
These guys have just made friends. Meanwhile, there's actually an auto turret already in the natural, getting 4-5 SCV Spirit. You know, I'm happy about this, but at the same time, this always comes at a cost, right? Because anytime you're dropping Raven energy on auto turrets, you're not dropping Raven energy further down the line on tanks and stuff, right? So, I like the kills, obviously, but I'm still scared.
Yeah, I mean, that's what is it, 66% mathematically of the energy for an interference matrix, which if he makes a big push, that missing 2 of those can, we see it all the time. I'm on the same boat with you. I've not been crazy about the Raven auto turret harass because the energy is just too useful if there's an early skirmish, or I feel like you were saying, you can just kind of turn it around and maybe push the third base. We'll have to see. Gumiho's third orbital is done like a fraction of a second earlier, and he is getting the extra factories for mech, so that pressure to move out and actually do something isn't really there, since he's going to be playing for that 160 plus supply mark.
Yeah, I actually don't like this at all, because Spirit's lost a Raven, and obviously Gumiho's playing mech. You kind of like the Ravens to maybe break the mech early, right? If you want to go for your first bio push, you have some interference matrices. That can help a lot. So I was going to say, especially on this map where the third can be quite open, but we're actually going to take the right side third as Gumiho. That's interesting because obviously that base is safer in terms of you can't stim into it as easily as Spirit because it's more choky, but it's not as good in other regards because you do not protect your kind of entrance to the main in that drop position as a Cyclone for a Cyclone. A couple other early game units, not too bad. It's the drop toward the main base that might be critical. Yeah, this could be great.
There's nothing to see that tank at the third looks cool. Not the best spot. This Raven bait is absolutely filthy. I take it back. If this is how you use the Raven, I mean, all these SCVs should be super dead, and possibly a couple add-ons with this.
Yeah, he's gonna get 9. He actually might get a tank that's sieging up while the SCV's repairs. The Marine's gonna run to the corner. The only problem is, can you get anything out of here? There are 4 Vikings up from Gumiho. I feel like he should lift and leave now while he has the chance, rather than further down the line when the Vikings are already chasing, because now you get to save those Marines. That drop can be used again in the future, perhaps. My real scare, perhaps, is if Gumiho just starts pushing, because Spirit has no map control to stop him from getting across the map.
He hasn't moved his units out.
Yeah,
he hasn't moved his units out towards his third base at all. Okay, well, Gumiho does bring the rest of his army down to the bottom side. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess you really can't afford to let 2 medevacs of Marines go back in your base, but if he had just gone straight over, I think he could easily siege it from the right side. That's one of the things I hate about this map, is that outside spot. There's just so many different angles they can come at you from, you know? If I want to cut it off with planetaries, I need like 4 of them instead of just 1 or 2.
Yeah, no, it's a weird map. Like, it feels like it should be okay, but then a lot of dangerous things can happen. That's 3 auto turrets. We did lose a Viking as Spirit. So he basically baits out some energy. Energy comes back, but it maybe means that those Ravens aren't going to be as effective if a fight happens soon, but this is what I'm terrified about. Now you go up that right side, you're just talking about this position. We saw Cyril using this position against ByuN in the previous series, and already I'm just kind of looking at this and I'm like, oh god, like, he's going to siege, and what the hell do you do to fight this? I mean, there's so many tanks. If they get sieged up, surely there's no way. No, Spirit, this can't possibly be good for you. In no way, shape, or form can you win this fight. Surely not.
Air control in the favor of Gumiho. He's taken out the Vikings on top. The siege tanks on the high ground subdivision. That is a Raven with 200 energy as well. So can use interference matrix on 2 of the tanks, slowly inch his way forward. And that is a very difficult to defend third base. SCVs try to come with the repair, but the Vikings are going to land. And we all know landed Vikings are, well, they're just absolutely busted against anything mechanical. Let's face it.
Yeah, this position's horrible to fight out of as Spirit. He's basically got to give up this base, pull the SCVs to the left side, float it off to the left side as well. The only maybe good thing here is some of the Vikings are hurting from Gumiho, so maybe you can do something with your own Vikings on the way up. I feel like you got to counterattack, like get some units across the map. I know you kind of want to stop him from kind of advancing forwards and stuff, but if you don't move soon, I mean, this siege position doesn't get better. Like, yeah, you move to the left, but he's going to start sieging your main base. And I guess the only good thing is maybe there's like multiple attack avenues in, so you can kind of attack in from angles. Yeah, Spirit's going to start attacking across the map, and I think that's great. Gumiho has started to prepare a defense, but right now it's only 2 tanks, Nate. Maybe there's some potential. Only 1 medevac to maybe drop on top of them with, though.
It needs to have the Hellbats. Needs to have those Hellions up front a little bit faster. Going for the third base first, there's a lot of SCVs and maybe the command center, but I think if you give the time to get the couple of extra tanks, his production's already in danger, so...
Yeah.
I might have liked to try and see him go through those 2 tanks like you were talking about. Once it gets to 4 and a couple Hellions, yeah, you're not running through that.
I just don't know what Spirit's going to do in the long run, man. Like, he can't break these tanks. His units in the main base are just going to be completely stuck. He's not going to be able to break Gumiho down. Like, yeah, you stop the third base, but that's about it. He's got to find a way to engage into all these tanks, and my only redeeming factor right now is, like, maybe these tanks are kind of on their own. Like, there's not much buffer for them, so... But then they're protected by ledges and stuff, man. I've got nothing good to say, I don't think.
Yeah, all he needs to do, I'd say like a little turret on the left, little turret on the right. See that Liberator? That's a little bit annoying. I'd like to see some missile turrets on top of this spot, Wardi. I feel like they are a really great complement to any holiday setup.
Hellions is killing the mineral line on the left side as well. Spirit has just not got control of this at all, man. That tank can sieges, but it's just not going to matter. Gumiho is going to take a first for Team Special Tactics. You know what, Nate? At the end of the day, that was your 2nd round pick versus my 4th round pick. I can live with that, you know? I believe in the recovery. It's not too scary just yet.
Was this all a part of your plan to have my GSL champion take down Spirit?
Yes. Something like that. It was,
That's
you know
fair.
what? I'm just going to make up as I go along, but I think right now I'm okay with this, so.
This next game has to be on crazy. Somebody followed me on my, oh my goodness, I have to turn that off. That just popped up right over my face. Professional over here, by the way. I'm like, oh yeah, I just still have.
It's okay, Nate. We're all about the professionalism in this league. That's why we have a ban on shit talking. No banter allowed. Just dead serious casting. Okay.
No funny kooky outfits. No jokes about anything. Very serious. Very professional.
So, in the long run in this series, I think this game is very important. I actually really believe we can win the last 3. Like, I don't think it's easy, but it's very possible. But it would obviously help a lot if Solo was able to take down Rogue. And I don't hate this. Like, Rogue's very scary, don't get me wrong, but Solo can be an absolute beast in ZVZ as well. So, I don't hate it.
I think Solar is really good. Solar is really good. He was very high up on my list. On my draft board for this team. Which pick was Solar for you?
He was
2?
12, man. And so, like rank 12 overall, 2nd for me. Yeah, I think I took him just before you would have taken him.
He was on my list of players to take, but obviously, yeah, 12th is a bit early.
Yeah. Yeah, just getting everything set up. I think we're good to go into the next map, Nate. It's the ZVZ as we've just been talking about, so we're gonna launch this
awesome.
Into game. I feel like I'm missing one caster at least. Oh, I think one of our casters can't join Korea, maybe.
I just love how today, for no reason, I was able to log in on my normal Battle.net account with no problem. It's like a whole extra slot to play every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, man, it's a slot machine of can I get into the game or not, which is kind of ridiculous to be honest. I don't know how it works, but
we out here.
All right, so we're gonna kick off into Pride of Altaris. I mean, yeah, we just had to send Solo on Pride, man. The only thing we could have done not to send Solo on Pride, I feel like, is be like, hey, sacrifice this player to a Zerg. And then if that, you know, maybe if Rogue doesn't go on Pride, that would be really bad for us. That's what we were afraid of. So, I don't know. It was this was a tough one to figure out as we try to get the matches to go in our favor. I mean, in general, Solo just had to take one for the team and accept he was Mr. Pride of Altaris man this time around.
That's a tough flag to have to carry. I'm sorry for the undue emotional duress this has put on you and your squad.
Look, we really did. We nearly fell out over Pride of Altaris. You know, they were telling each other, you know. So it was like, don't waste my potential in coin flip ZVZs. ByuN was like, that is your potential. It was there was some back and forth. That's in the bottom right. The stasis Wardi man is Solo.
Okay, well I was I've got something similarly interesting here. In the top left, we have the yellow Zerg player. He is Rogue. That is funny because we had a similar argument about who would have to play on Pride of Altares, but it actually turned into Hero just saying, "Which map is ByuN? I want ByuN," which tragically did not end up happening. We were convinced, Special and I were convinced that you would put ByuN out on 2,000 atmospheres, and I thought that because it wasn't one of the first 3 maps, I was like, oh, there's absolutely no way. And then you ended up putting him on map 5 anyway. So
ByuN's on map 5.
I got nothing.
You know, ByuN either has to work his best or his game doesn't matter as much. You know, like it's one of 2 extremes for ByuN. That's just our dynamic. Team captain.
That's the strategies people are coming up with. I feel like people are playing their hands a little heavy. That's why I trusted Keen with that first match and yesterday and got the dub against Trap, because you gotta believe in your whole squad.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
and
the whole team is what's gonna get you through.
Best of ones, anything can happen at best of one. You know, we saw some ridiculous builds yesterday as well, right? So like anything can happen in a best of one, and Keen doing it against Trap was definitely a statement towards that.
For sure. And this is also just one of our, I think we can both agree, especially as non-Zerg playing commentators, there really is nothing like casting a ZVZ and trying to find all those beautiful, intricate moments where you can distract from the game and find literally anything else to talk about because they're both doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, so
but is there anything that you can glean from this?
Solo's not going link speed, which I don't hate. It's not a small map, so if he's gonna play like a start without link speed, that's okay, because then it's like, it takes longer for Rogue to attack. But I feel like this map's also just so big, it's just nice to have link speed and Lings to be able to run around a bit as well in that regard. So we'll see what exactly his plan becomes. He will scout the 3rd hatch of his opponent, which is pretty normal, and then he's gonna take his own lair. So yeah, definitely skipping that link speed, and for good or bad, we'll find out soon.
Big Roach push, you think, or Mutas?
Yeah, I guess he could go fast Mutas, couldn't he? It's a good map for Mutas. Yeah, I didn't even think about Mutas at first, but yeah, I mean, Mutas are a big possibility. We take 1 more gas right now, get ready for the Spire. Yeah, maybe just rushing into Mutas off 2 base. Rogue plays Ling Bane, and Rogue right now, he sees no 3rd hatchery, but he doesn't know if it's going to be Roaches versus like straight Mutas, right? So
yeah,
kind of a plan too.
He did get the Evo, so +1's on the table for Roaches. I feel like trying to go straight into tech against Rogue has to be in this matchup too, right? Like ZVZ has to be so greedy because he's just such a player that has that reputation for killing people randomly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we still have +1 missiles. It looks like it's just going to be Roaches. We don't have a 3rd and 4th gas or anything, so yeah, just well enough. I thought obviously sometimes maybe that Evo can come down and it's just like a fake out. It's like, hey, look, I'm playing Roaches. Then you drop down the Spire. He has 200 gas right now, but it looks pretty convincing that this is just going to indeed be for the Roach production. We do take extra gases, though, so going to be a lot of Roach Ravage off this.
And Roach speed starts up with it. So everything that's needed here, whether the second evolution chamber gets used or not, I guess remains to be seen. Yep, so he's going to get 1-1 on top of it. Meanwhile, Rogue, but he's got the 3rd base up faster.
Yeah.
The drone count, it hasn't really turned into like a huge drone lead or anything like that. Of course, you're spending it. You're getting the spread out income, so that's nice. That double upgrade makes me a little nervous, though. And this Roach speed is going to be done so much faster. I'm not sure Rogue's going to be able to move out on the map for a little while.
It's kind of funny because like initially Solo doesn't have map control because he has no link speed. But then when you have Roach speed and it's Roach on Roach, you kind of get it. Although you do see a few extra Lings in production right now. So a few Lings popping out, and maybe those Lings popping out can maintain the map control. Obviously, Scylla, he couldn't take this 3rd until he had Roaches to defend it from Lings, and that's more or less what he decides he has now. Enough units to just come over here, protect this. Queen is indeed on creep, which means, of course, we can transfuse if needed, and Rogue's just going to go for the cancel. This is obviously really bad for Rogue if he doesn't get it. More Roaches showing up. It is going to cancel. Okay. Nicely done, Nate. Your boy knew what he was doing.
See, you're such a good commentator, Wardi, because you said it was really bad if it gets canceled, and that's when I knew. That's what I just have. All I have to do is cheer when that happens. So it's like painting by numbers over here. I really appreciate it.
Casting by numbers, why not? Still the Roach speed though from Solo. I mean, army supplies are similar, but he'll have missiles versus Carapace, and then obviously he'll have missiles over just no missiles for a little while, and his +2 missiles will be faster too, so this is an advantage that goes, throughout the early stages of the game to later points as well. As Solar pushes, I don't think he has any intention of attacking. He just knows he's got Roach speed, so he knows he can kind of come in, maybe force Rogue into a few more units and slow down any drones and stuff, maybe slow down extra upgrades being made, and that's just an advantage he's building on for later, because I don't think Solar has any intentions of winning this now. He's looking at winning this further down the line with +2 and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, just look at the upgrades again. That +1 is only just started on the ranged attack for Rogue as the Roach speed gets close. Yeah. So any head-to-head fight feels like it's going to be difficult, to say the least. I'm interested to see how he tries to tackle this. Hits a little bit of a block there as well. Got a bunch of Overlords coming in.
You know what? If Solar just goes and masses Roaches from here, which he's doing, and just goes with +2
I think
missiles,
he could.
Because it's going to be, if he hits when +2 finishes, it's +2 versus 0 attack upgrades. Like, that's huge. It won't be forever. It'll be for like 15-20 seconds maybe. But that 15-20 seconds is going to be a huge moment for Solar to get some damage done and to get a lot of kind of things in his favor. And he's going for it too, man. He's morphing the Ravagers. He's still building Roaches, 55 drones and nothing more. Oh, man. Rogue.
Contaminate the Evo chamber, please.
He kind of
no, he's not going to do that.
This Ling, though, scouts in, so he's going to have... I mean, Rogue has info. He's making a couple Banes to counterattack as well, try and hit Solar's mineral line, so that's going to be running through here in a second. And Solar, I mean, again, it's just time for him to go. 20 seconds until +2. Even if, I guess if he doesn't hit when +2 hits, it can still be okay. It's just even better if he hits as it hits when there's no attack upgrade of Rogue.
I like the changeling he had in the army, though. Can see where everything is. 4 drones.
God. Dude, he like tried to lose 10 drones though. He stacked everything. Stacked everything up.
I don't know how that many drones got hurt but didn't die. I thought the banelings were pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Maybe the
that
Queen
+2 is
one.
done.
Yeah.
And he's just going straight for it.
He's got 15 seconds of no attack upgrade from Rogue. So yes, you've got to attack up the ramp, but can the upgrades just overwhelm? Let's find out. A few biles on either side. Rogue using those to try and buy time. Solar eats a bile or two, has to back away again. Like I say, it's kind of weird because I'm cheering for this to happen before the +1 kicks in. Now it's not as much of an advantage, but it still is an advantage for Solar, but he's attacking up the ramp, so that's going to help Rogue out. Oh, I don't know, Nay. I can't watch. I'm too scared.
Rogue's really good at breaking hearts, so stay tuned. I'm sure you'll be able to get that very satisfying experience out of this game as well, Wardi. The high ground play has been great. The zoning off the biles, even with far fewer Ravagers, I think Rogue's done a great job maintaining this spot, holding the door, and let's not forget that defender's advantage. That rally is coming in a little bit faster. There's not much creep to push these units out for Solar, but if the Roaches get on top of the Ravagers, then maybe, just maybe, Rogue can get it done.
Oh, Rogue breaks my heart, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Rogue breaks my heart. See, Nate's powerful, man. It's tough. Like I say, I don't believe it's unwinnable from 0-2 down. The other games are possible, but it's definitely not going to be easy. We need everything to go our way, and yeah, that's not going to be easy at all. So we'll see, Nate. We'll see if I can bounce back, put up a fight. But my boys, they're running on fumes at the moment. They're struggling.
It's okay. Getting smashed down by us early on is going to give your team that motivation to have that anime training arc where you guys come back with a bunch of new abilities for the second half of the season.
Look, at the end of the day, we won our first match today. So if we end day 1 on 1-1, when we've, like I say, we didn't have the greatest week. Some of my players couldn't even pick up a mouse. So if we can end 1-1 after day 1, all we need is to peak in 2 weeks' time. Peak for the playoffs, get to playoffs.
That's true. That's true. It only matters that you play well in the playoffs. You do have to get there, but that's true.
I just, my one match win makes me feel like we can pick up one more somewhere else. That's more or less good enough, maybe, unless we get really unlucky. So that's we'll see. All right. Up next is going to be Special taking on Classic. So Classic cranked out some dirty PvZ earlier against Lambo. We'll see if he can do something similar here against Special. As we just get this all set up and ready to roll. And get excited to try and see if the Stasis Wardis can fight back, man. I honestly thought Solar had a good chance. Like, I know he's all in and everything, but just, the fight's done with, 2-upgrade lead.
I don't understand how he hit the timing as hard as he did, as cleanly as he did, but it still was just, an easy hold on top of the ramp. I'm in the chat thing, by the way, if we didn't start it already.
Yeah, I'm just looking for... Classic. So
Okay.
I actually kind of thought that like you said, the Rogue had less Ravagers, but his Biles did so much more. And obviously, that is in fact, in a way, just the kind of the part of moving in and just like attacking up the ramp into the base of your opponent and all of that. Obviously, doesn't help. So that's definitely a factor. As apparently, I can't even open my my thing that I need to open to talk to Classic. So I'm just gonna.
Does he think that you guys lost already? That's kind
I hope
of
not.
that's embarrassing. I'm sorry.
I'm missing Crank as well because he's also fighting the North American server. So Nate, don't worry. I'm just gonna have some.
I actually switched accounts. I had to switch accounts when we came back to NA for this game. I'm on my Yahoo
on your
again.
other account, not gonna risk it.
My main account just like it was like you can log into NA and then you can go to Korea. You can't go back though. You can't go back. Nope. Just can't do it.
It's not allowed.
You know, I'm just glad that I spent all that money going to those midnight releases and getting all these collector's edition skins so that I could never log into my account again. It's really the highlight of my week.
I got nothing to add to this match. So yeah, we're just trying to find Classic, guys. He's around, I'm sure, just chilling. Maybe Bolo in defeat. He's like, oh my god, 0-2. What is this team? We won our first match, but maybe he's.
I think I see someone. I think I see him. Maybe,
hey,
I don't know.
I see him. We've got him. All right. We'll also just wait.
Body snatcher.
We're gonna give Crank a moment or two to try and log in as well because he's also fighting the North American server. So we'll see if he manages to log in. I'll actually try and tell Crank to try a different account as well.
All right.
So yeah, we'll give Crank one more moment. And then we will go.
Do you think it's possibly related to the people who have like the split NA accounts because of the former Latin America server?
Yeah, I have a split NA account, but because I think it was like C, right? Like Oceania was.
If you had an account on C or Latin America, I think your account got split.
Yeah, exactly. So every time I log in, it's like, hey, which account do you want to play on? It doesn't matter what I click because it doesn't exist. And I said,
it always says that.
And you click, don't show this message again. And it's like, I'll show you it every time. Yeah.
It's really interesting that you press don't show this message again because you're going to see it every time for the rest of your life.
Forever and ever. Yeah, Crank going on another account. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's really weird. So like I sometimes get it so that I don't manage to, if I'm hopping from like a different server, sometimes it bugs, but sometimes it bugs, but then if I just log in freely, like it never affects me, so it's really weird. All right, give him Crank like 15 seconds just to make sure his overlays are correct, because you know how it is. If you end up casting on the old overlay, that's just pain incarnate in this day and age. So just give him a chance to do that. We're gonna count down, and sorry for slight delay, guys. Just the North American server is trying to stop our tournament from happening.
Yeah, sorry for party rocking. If only we had gotten that legendary game site on Hawaii, the ultimate in between. It could have become the most competitive e-gaming server of all time.
That's all Hawaii's good for in eSports, just in between the server.
All I'm saying is that if the Avengers can make a giant floating prison in the middle of the ocean, why can't we have a giant floating data center for our latency issues?
Yeah, no, I mean, I can believe in
Tony Stark, get on it.
All right, Nate, take us away, you boys.
In the bottom right of Blackburn, we have the legendary, the one and only Super Juanito. He is special.
The Super Juanito. And the bottom left, a legend of his own right. Usually from Alpha X, but today he's representing the Stasis Wardies, and he's going to represent our climb back into this match. It is classic. He's not just going to be a Stasis Wardie anymore, Nate. We have to go on the offensive. He's going to become a Pulsar Beam as well.
I see. That's Well, when they made those stasis wards, they can be dangerous, but unfortunately, they've got like 10 health and they're classified as light. So a breeze generally finds its way around them.
Look. Just because you've taken down 2 stasis wards, there's still more to come, right? So that's what Classic is. He's going to trap Special. He's going to beat him up. He's going to put us back on track.
Do you ever look back at some of the games we've cast over the years and just think to yourself, like, holy crap, what a dumpster fire this was? Like, you ever just think back to the mini map in one of those games where Scarlet was playing Protoss back right before they nerfed stasis wards, and there was just like 400 of them all over the map, and you couldn't even commentate it because your game like just straight up couldn't look at 200 supply armies and 400 stasis wards.
I just remember 25 oracles flying around the map like it was just normal. It's just like,
yeah.
Well, can't you just build Hydras? No, they kill them. It's like, oh, can't you just build Infested? It's like, no, you die before you get there. It's like, can't you build anything? It's like, not really. Mass Oracle actually was a strategy. It started out as a meme and went too far.
Well, they had the whole thing with like their attack not being affected by armor, or maybe it still isn't, or whatever, right? And then it was just nuts. It was just nuts back then. The good old days where you could not cross the map without having to go through 400 stasis wards.
I mean, you know it's a problem when Haas is the one that sets the meta, really. I feel like that is just what defines that period of time.
That's so true. I love my crazy stuff as much as the next guy, but I'm like, if I was determining the meta, I'd be like, something is very wrong. We've gone a bridge too far. I should not be dictating, how people are playing this game.
Well,
so Stargate opening, by the way, classic.
I'm interested. I mean, Blackburn's an interesting map for PvT. As a special's going to proxy up a stop. That's interesting, especially after a second racked at home as well.
Yeah, yesterday he did like a 2-base. He went mine drop, kind of did that standard Terran, like Terran opening, and then he did like a 2-tank 14 Marine battle cruiser attack. The battle cruiser pulled the whole army over to the natural, and then the third was exposed. Just sieged up the tanks and killed it for free. I don't think that's what we're gonna get this game, but proxy Stargate always makes me nervous when Protoss opens with something like Phoenix.
Oh, he's gonna go for a tech lab on the starport, and it's not just a Phoenix, man. He's
Proxy
also gonna go.
Beast.
He's gonna go
Banshee?
Robo. Yeah, I mean, I just like it a lot for Classic because he's gonna have the Robo in case it's a Banshee. I mean, what else can it be? It can't be a Raven, right?
No. Who proxies a Raven?
Why would he exactly. So having the Robo just means he's guaranteed to have detection. He's got the Phoenix to chase the Banshees around. There is that surprise factor still, of course, but in theory, Classic will have the tools. It's just about if he gets caught off guard. Right now, he's chrono boosting out an Immortal because he's clearly scared of kind of what he's seeing. He sees, oh, there's a lot of Marines. You've got the double racks as well, right? So he just knows he needs that Immortal to help him be safe here because the Phoenix aren't the best fighting units. As we all continue to rally Phoenix across the map, and looking like he's just trying to keep up the map control at the moment.
Yeah, this is the scary part. If the Phoenix are out on the map like this, though, that does open the door for special, because even as fast as they are, if you don't have a shield battery, we know one Banshee with just like 10 seconds can wipe out half a probe line very quickly. So the Phoenix, they can deal with them very easily. By the way, your team color, these Phoenix just look great. I don't know. Just shout out to that. Yeah. They really glow with this.
You knew light
really
green.
Glow.
You knew light green was the color we needed. Yeah, I like it. I didn't realize Phoenix. I mean, I'm sure Rotterdam will tell us what like a tier list of Phoenix and their colors and which colors look best on Phoenix.
The Phoenix color tier list.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Only on twitch.tv/Rotterdam.
I would put this in the S+ category.
Okay, Nate, I like this damage, but there's also no Observer yet. So this first Banshee already is going to do some pretty serious damage, because you're going to have to, at the very least, chrono boost out an Observer, then the Phoenix are going to have to run home, and this just isn't pretty. He's going to have to cancel a Colossus, so he's going to be delayed on the Robo production that he really wants. There's not really anything good about this, actually, right now from Classic, because he's just going to start losing probes, and, yes, has to cancel a Colossus,
an Oracle.
man.
Oh, yeah, he cancels it. Oof. Okay, yeah, that hurts.
This is rough. I feel like, as well, maybe you should pop the... I feel like I almost popped the Immortal Shields, because then this attack from Special is going to do even more. And obviously this is nice, just going to split these Banshees up, so the Phoenix have to go different ways. And now Special has a siege on the low ground. That battery isn't going to last any time at all, and Classic is in some serious trouble. He's going to have to figure out how to break this, but I think his third's going to fall. And yeah, this is what it's designed. It's similar to the BC opening, man. Like
I was about to say, this is actually the same. It's kind of the same play, right?
Yeah.
Using different tools, but just kind of getting the same job done. The Banshees pull everything in. The cancel on the Colossus is devastating because a Colossus would be a lot better at helping to deal with these Marines. Can he get onto the tank at the front? Looks like no. Nope. Oh, because the reinforcement Banshee. Another Banshee came out from the starport. So.
And now we have no Phoenix. We're dead, man. We're dead. Oh. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it's battle cruisers disguised as a Banshee.
I love it. I love it. Well, if you think about it, this look shown is basically the same thing. Yeah. So you might have even wondered if he had seen yesterday's game if it was BC's or not.
Yeah, man. No, the Banshees are just rough because you got to run back. You had to chrono the Observer. It gave Special all the time in the world. Now there's a Colossus. It doesn't matter. You can't use a Colossus here because the two tanks are just going to zone it out forever. So Classic trying to hold on, but it's just not going to be enough. No. We did so well at the start, and now we're falling apart, Nate. No.
It's okay. No. You can just take pride knowing that you were what's the word, saved, I think Thanos uses by our team. We got you. It's all good.
Classic's still going, man. He's still like, I got this.
I don't know what else to say. I'm like, I'm gonna be really polite. But Classic, it's time to move down the ramp and type GG. I'm sorry, buddy. Put a good fight up.
It's like there's only tanks left, but it doesn't matter because it's just too much stuff anyway. GG's, Nate. Your team is freaking beast, man. Especially when they show up like that. Special playing well. It's scary. I'm
very proud of my team.
I thought Classic had a good chance, but man, it's so tricky, right? You know, like in that kind of situation, it's just so tricky to like be in the right place, all that kind of stuff. Okay, we're gonna go back to Korea. We obviously still play the last couple maps. The Stasis Wardies are gonna try and recoup some map wins at least, trying to a little bit of something. That's true. So
my other favorite part of yesterday, especially after the match against Fear Dragon, was having the what did the gap end up being? Something like, I think I'm at finish +5 off the first day.
Yep, it was pretty disgusting, mate. Just don't do that to me. Like, I'd like to have some map score, you know.
I am not opposed to you winning a map. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that my players really care as much for the honorable action of such.
Look, my players are gonna win. We're gonna end this 2-3. When it comes to the playoffs, we'll look back at the scoreline and be like, man, this was a really close series. The Stasis Wardies, you know, they're threatening, they're scary. You know, we'll forget about being 0-3 down. It won't be remembered like this. Plain and simple. I'm confident about that.
I don't mean any disrespect by this, Wardy, but you know, we had that whole segment. And I think it was a great video piece that led into this match about the, you know, everything with like who the worst team was going to be and all that. But for Roddy coming after us, Roddy coming after me after all this time. And then of course, I love the juxtaposition that you immediately put me going after him after that. But now there is a severe emotional weight that is growing on my shoulders for that inevitable showdown. And
Like me and Roddy, we have a box of Pokemon cards on the line for our match as well. So I had to say Roddy.
Oh,
you know, I'm trying to put his team down so that when we get to it, they know it's it's just hopeless. My Pokemon cards are in the bag. I'm gonna have a great day, you know, opening them. So yeah, just have to get that first.
It's hard to have a bad day, I guess, in that scenario.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. I'll be devastated if I buy Roddy a box of Pokemon cards and he gets something good. I'll be absolutely.
Did you end up doing anything cool with the like half crimped card or whatever that you got?
It's in my binder, man. I just kept it in my binder. Like it's not every day you get to draw half a Pokemon card out of pack. You know, usually they do those in full. So yeah, it was definitely an experience, and I treasure it. It's especially because I was with the boys when I got it too, you know. So you guys saw it for
Yeah.
real. It holds some memories, you know, holds some weight.
It was very real. That was very real. When people ask me, they're like, "What, Nate? How cool is it to go to an event again?" I'm like, "Bro, Wardi got half a Pokemon card from a real official pack." I didn't think it was possible.
He did the impossible. That was pretty sick. All right, in the bottom left, he's gonna redeem the stasis Wardis. This is Creator. Oh yeah, your player. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh yeah, my guy.
Yeah, that guy. Sorry, I was
In the
just
top
like,
right.
oh, pro.
In the top right, the yellow Protoss player. He is Hero.
This is going to be one of these matchups where everyone complains about the colors because it's PvP and it's yellow versus green.
It's yellow versus light green, and I can't tell the difference between these two. The team names and player names certainly don't help.
Look, I just refuse to change for this. Like, you know, further down the line, maybe in ZVZ especially, we'll do some changes. But I feel like we might be okay. I actually don't know how bad light green works with the yellow, to be honest. So I can just imagine.
This probe is indiscernible. This probe literally looks like one of Hero's probes. I can't tell whose probe is chasing out. I'm just messing with you.
My probe has a way better glow behind it, for sure.
That light green glows very well on the robotic units.
Yeah.
For Zergs to complain, yeah, I get that. Especially with Zerglings, because it's just they're all running around in that purple slop too. That they just spill everywhere. So
actually, Nate,
I get that.
I do have one trick so you can tell which player is who. And that's that.
What?
If you see one player killing the other guy, that's my guy in the green. Yeah. Fighting words. Down 0-3, but it's about the map now.
And if you want to know who my guy is, it's the one that won't be typing GG.
Oh, I wish I had more of a stun to make. I have nothing, man. I just don't want to get 5-0'd. 5-0'd is miserable. What a horrible situation it is for tiebreakers. I just don't want to be 5-0'd.
Well, if you believe in the cosmic balance of any kind, then the more games you lose here, the better you're going to draw out of that pack later. So, silver linings.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. All right. Yeah, we got Wolfgate coming up and just seeing what's going down. We actually have a quick Stargate out of Hero, so he's going to try and get an Oracle out and be a little bit aggressive. And Creator's just trying to slow down your expansion a little bit, so that's kind of fun.
This is interesting to me. So Hero, he had one PvP yesterday, and he proxied. He just slammed down, or at least he tried to. He slammed down that forward Stargate, had the battery, did the Oracle, and it did a pretty decent job. I think he ended up having a pretty late expansion, but this time around, Creator hasn't really rushed it either, so I think he should be more than safe. It really just depends on where those stalkers are when the Oracle comes in, and they're heading home. But maybe the Adept screws that up. He blocks himself out.
Yeah, well, this hallucination's big, and that's obviously Creator's advantage. You know, he didn't go Stargate, so he doesn't have map control outside of having hallucinations. And Hero, his map control comes in the form of the Oracle, so yeah, at least now you know there's the threat of an Oracle, so Creator shouldn't be too out of position. He should be able to split his units aptly and be somewhat prepared. He's even going to battery up the main base, so you need 2 Oracles at least to start dealing some damage. And Hero building a pylon on the left side, man, coming forward with some units. Okay. He's got a lot of stalkers, so he's going to try and fight.
That's a little more in line with my expectations. And it's so awkward because it's like you have enough to fight this, but that Adept actually does get into the main base, so he grabs a probe or 2. Battery. The Oracle comes in right before the battery finishes, so 4 probes microwaved on that natural, or on that main base. I'm feeling good about this. And there's the proxy gate to follow up.
Yeah, proxy gate to follow up, blink on the way up. I mean, Creator's gonna have blink of his own. His army supply ain't bad. He's got 2 more stalkers right now. If he just goes blink and builds gates, and he can stop the Oracles doing further damage, I don't hate it for Creator. Like, yeah, down 4 workers right now isn't ideal, but he'll be playing defensively, in theory, if that proxy gate's coming into play from Hero. So, if that's the case, yeah, like I said, I don't hate it.
Yeah. Seems very, very open on both sides. I think one of the problems with yesterday's game is that Hero made this quick transition into blink out of the Stargate, and his opponent, whom I'm just struggling to remember for no reason because I'm a jerk, did not have blink, so it just kind of turned into this awkward. Well, sound stalkers without blink. It's it's like unupgraded Marines versus STEM Marines. It's just a night and day difference. So having that this time, Creator little bit of a better spot. I think we're setting ourselves up for a nice meaty PvP here, Wardi.
Yeah, no, I like where we're going. Like I say, Creator's just 6 workers down. I don't like that as much. No, you can't stasis ward a stasis wardy, mates. That doesn't work. Your Creator is one with the stasis wards as long as he's in this team, so nice try, Hero, but you should have known better than to waste your energy on that attempt. Oh,
Creator's card has a little stasis ward under the resistance tab.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
yeah, minus 30 from stasis wards for sure. This is actually kind of fun. We're going to try and get this pylon. Blink's in line to finish on both sides at the same time, so if Hero thinks he's got a blink advantage, it's just not true, but Creator's taking some losses initially. He's going to get chased. Being the retreater isn't fun in these scenarios. Oh no, there's another Stalker as he tries to turn around a little bit. I don't really like that either. Oh, well, we're going to turn it around now at least, right? Yeah, okay, a couple force fields, or a force field. Guardian Shield is nice too. Benefit of those sentries.
Killing that pylon saved you this game. If Creator doesn't get that pylon and Hero takes those two out on the retreat, I think this gets ugly very quickly. But it's going to take a little while for him to reinforce. Is that Oracle going back into main again?
No,
another stasis ward.
You can't stasis ward a stasis wardy. Hero, you need to learn. Like, I mean, actually, keep doing it, because Creator will first one perfectly every time. Every time, Nate. Can't stasis ward a stasis wardy. Ooh.
When does he just bring it forward and just yeet it onto one of the sentries with the rest of the stalkers? That's how you do it, right? Get that bonus light damage in before it dies.
Yeah, I like this.
He's too good. He doesn't want it to die. He's gonna let it live forever.
Yeah, he is just a little bit. It's the problem with these players, man. They're freaking good at StarCraft, isn't it?
They just don't throw their units away and do the dumb things that I think about when I'm hardly paying attention.
I actually don't like this for Creator as it's going by. He's just still those few probes behind that he's been behind all game. And it's just turned into that charge already starting, the extra gates and stuff. Yeah, I mean, at least he's getting a Forge up, so maybe Creator can get that going as he's going to pop Guardian Shield and still trying to use the sentries. He wants to go up the ramp here and fight. He's actually going to get one Stalker to start, and now the Blink battle begins. So yeah, we're going to trade out, but with Warpins right there, I just can't see this ending well at all for Creator.
Really good micro, really good blinks, holding a huge concave on top of the ramp is Hero. Blinks down, getting those couple of last hits. And actually, this is where Creator starts to get a little bit more value. I think you were talking about it being on the defensive side certainly helps. A lot of those stalkers are like one shot away. So
yeah,
just give me that, give me that Alpha Star level focus fire, please.
I don't think I like this blink, but then I'm not sure because it's just a little bit too crazy as the stalkers. Oh my god, the ones on the top side just disengaged. The Zealot came into, you know, it's honestly...
charge. That gets, I think that gets very awkward. Well, there's just an Immortal just hanging out. Okay. Whoa, we see you, buddy.
This is why it's bad for Creator, right? Because now charge is done for Hero, and Creator's is so far away. Fighting against Zealots sucks. Like, Zealots are just so freaking good. They're so tanky. This Oracle gets a couple probes. See, he realized he can't stasis wardy, so he's just gonna kill some probes instead.
That battery doesn't reach the mineral patches, so if he holds position, the mining ones will die.
Yeah, no, it's it was built to defend early. What can I say? And now it's working against you. Oh my god, how are those Zealots still charging, Nate? Come on. They gotta run out.
Every time somebody asks how far a Zealot can charge, I just think back to that clip where Roddy's Zealot charged all the way from the natural inside the main base to chase that poor bastard siege tank on the high ground. And he killed it too. God, it makes me sick every time.
This Oracle just sitting at 8 kills, working through battery energy. We're fighting at the front at the same time. Woohoo! The Prism of Hero got a little bit far forward, so that was maybe a chance to get rid of the Prism. I mean, that stops a bit of micro potential, at least. Obviously, you still got the gateway nearby for a proxy. Creator's just down 20 army supply, man. He's just got to keep on defending somehow, some way. I just don't know what he does. He does have Super Battery available off cooldown, at least, as long as he's got the energy to cast it, so that might be the turn point. His own Prism showing up, but he's defending against the Concave. He's the one that's choked up, so that ain't pretty either. Chasing forward a little bit goes a little bit better for Creator, I guess, and he's on his way to +1 attack, but +1 don't matter enough if you're just super far behind on army supply. I like this a lot more, taking a forward stance, so you're in the Concave at least. He'd just love to get +1 up, it's just not happening.
I like that blink off to the side too, just taking a very decisive move to try and force the fight. The probes have to come off the mineral line to fight against the Zealots. Never a good spot to be in. The Immortals not really able to get the target fire onto the Stalkers, but Doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of an issue. Hero's just going to overwhelm Creator, continuing to rain down those zealots onto the third base.
Yeah, probes are dying. Creator's always been trailing in this game, and, well, you know what, Nate? It's fine. We've not lost 5-0 yet. This was expected. This makes me feel less bad about the Banshees last game, because clearly nothing was going to go our way this series. Apart from this next map. This is where the Stasis Wardies redeem themselves, because nobody 5-0s the Stasis Wardies, is what I've been told.
Nobody 5-0s.
That's what
Nobody
I've been told.
5-0s the Stasis Wardies.
Exactly. Nobody, not one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Are we on the same server for the next game?
Yeah, we stay right here. We've got ByuN against Keen. ByuN against Keen
go
TVT.
I'm gonna go full diva for 1 second. My coffee just got dropped at my door. I'm just gonna grab that real quick. Okay.
All good. I will sell out while you're gone.
5 a.m. I love you. I'll be right back.
All right, guys. What's up? Nate's gone. Now, Nate did pay me to throw this game. I know he wouldn't want me to tell you guys this, but he did give me a sub. So I told the Stasis Wardies, look, guys, we can take this one loss. I'm a sub richer. We'll give it to him. You know, this was not the Stasis Wardies falling apart. This is not the Stasis. We just threw. I know that's terrible to do in a tournament, but we just did it. Okay, full disclosure, we did.
All right.
Do check out, guys, the Kickstarter and stuff. Obviously, ! Kickstarter in the chat. Do support, helps us out a whole bunch, and yeah, check that out. That's awesome. Hell yeah, 10 out of 10. All right, we are just getting everyone into the lobby and everything, so we'll be in a moment. And yeah, we will.
Does your dog do the thing where they just sleep sideways or upside down against a wall? All the time.
Upside down against a wall?
Yeah.
She likes to sleep upside down for sure.
Yeah. Lewis always has to. He sleeps like sideways with like his paws like against the wall, like he's like just like he's lying down normally, but he's
like standing.
He's
on
just
the
rotated. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my dog likes to put her paws against me in bed and push me out. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
I never thought of her just trying to walk on me, but maybe. She's like, I'm walking sideways. I'm like, nope, you're just kicking me out of bed, man. Not cool.
I walk into the room. I'm like, why is there's a dog bed right there? Why is he just laying against the wall like that? I'm like, I don't understand. But
all right, one map to redeem the Stasis Wardies today, mate.
Let's see it.
Yeah. Let's
see it.
Let's go, ByuN.
Little keen action. Hey, if you can beat Trap, you can beat anybody.
Yeah, that honestly, I wouldn't have been worried about this, but watching him beat Trap has me terrified. Like, I just don't want to get 5-0'd, man. Like, we only won 3-2 last time. My map score is going to be in the gutter already if we lose this. So, please, ByuN, think of the map score. Think of the tiebreaker. 2 weeks down the line, we don't want to miss the playoffs. So, please. ByuN, I beg you to deliver right here as we kick into this game. We're gonna start on your guy, Nate. So take it away.
I'm excited to win the fan favorite award this season for all the people that make millions of channel points betting on my games. In the top left, we have the yellow Terran player. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Keen.
Apparently, I'm in so much pain. I forgot to update the scoreboard. I'm like, it's still only 3-0. No, don't believe the lies and slander of the 4-0. Bottom right-hand side, it is going to be the Shopify Rebellions. Stasis Wardies, ByuN. He's going to save our map score. You know, big difference, 5-0 to 4-1. It's -5 versus -3. It's big.
Oh, yeah. Having the map score buffer like this feels incredible, because I know that obviously some teams are going to be a little bit tougher result wise. So building as much of a lead as possible where we can is just nice, having that comfort level. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat Wardi or not in that fourth match later today, but I can tell you it's highly unlikely that he's ahead of me, even if he does beat me, and that does give me comfort. Also, I've played more matches than everybody, so
look, you have to be right, because our interview looks really dumb if Roddy's team does not end up in last place, and he's not going to end up in last place with 3 wins. Yeah.
Wardi is unstoppable. He needs to be even for his own good. At some point, he's going to be generating so much energy. They're going to be dominating so hard. It's going to have lasting repercussions on the ecosystem. We have to take Rotterdam down. It's gonna happen. Don't worry. Maybe. I have no idea. I'm nervous. Is that who's playing the third match? I was like,
Cats
I had
and
to
Roddy.
do this.
Yeah.
Cats and Roddy. Okay. We're gonna be doing some studying. Our group chat's blowing up about getting those submissions in for the rosters tomorrow. But then we'll be peeping.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you we need your rosters for tomorrow so we can tell everyone who's playing.
Yeah. I know. I've been really bad about that. Doing 6 rosters in the short amount of time that I gave myself for no reason. It's definitely not the play.
Oh, ByuN's nearly got the Reaper. Yeah, no.
Although, in fairness, I respect my team a lot because every time I ask about the rosters, I post a screenshot of the teams, the matchup. I post a screenshot of the players, and I actually fill out a roster thing based on the picks that we've already done in previous matches and who I think will get sent. And I posted that, and I'm like, I could submit this roster right now. And then Special's like, I should play here. We should do this. And then Gumiho's like, I don't want to play that map. And I'm like, okay, so we'll move it. You know, I'm trying to accommodate, but the time zone thing, I can't talk to any of my players during the day because it's like 2 a.m. there. So. Yeah. That's the struggle that I signed up for. So I'm totally okay with it. But yeah, we'll get those rosters in between the games. That was our plan.
Nice. I like that. That's what I like to hear. My little admin heart like flutters a little bit at the sound of that name. I've been resuscitated from the 0-4 situation.
Well, I'm glad I can follow the protocols and help keep your sanity alive. It looks like we're gonna get another fairly kosher TVT over here.
Banshee versus Banshee, man. Like, who builds Banshees in TVT? It's just not a thing because everyone builds Ravens. Now, Keen's going to go for the Cloakless Banshee, and ByuN's going to go for the Cloaked Banshee, which maybe gives you a little bit of extra survival. Like, if there's a Cyclone, and you assume, because who builds Cloaked Banshees because of Ravens? But say your opponent has a Cyclone, and they lock on, then you Cloak.
But both players are thinking the exact same thing. They're like, oh yeah, well, he's probably just going to build a Raven. So maybe his Raven will move out and drop an auto turret and I'll send my Banshee around the backside. And they both are thinking the exact same thing. But that's the thing, right? A Raven and a Cyclone, even in the early days of Legacy of the Void, like that was the meme. It was like having the mothership core basically for Terran. Because a Cyclone defensively deals with pretty much anything outside of like a 2+ medevac drop or whatever.
Well, here we go, Nate. We got one Banshee on one side. We got a Banshee going in on the other. It's going to be Banshee City here for a little bit as a Cyclone pops. ByuN's going to Cloak. I really thought he was going to try and wait for the Cyclone to lock on, then Cloak, so he like basically cancels the lock on. So Banshee in the main of ByuN's going to die, but there's also Hellions in the natural of ByuN that are killing SCVs as well. He's got a Banshee on defense. His own Banshee continues to deal damage, and it's complete another chaos. So far, ByuN has lost 15 workers to the 9, but he's still got the Banshee out dealing damage, so maybe it's okay. Equal worker counts overall.
Yeah, this is a very awkward situation for a lot of different reasons, but yeah, it's that standard TVT where both players take a big swing at each other, and they're both got pretty big nosebleeds now. But yeah. ByuN still has his 1-1-1 setup, right? Going Raven tank.
Yeah.
The 2 extra factories for Keen are done, so if he's able to do anything with them, he should be out producing a little bit. It's just I think it's going to boil down to this push coming in from ByuN.
We just lost a Banshee over here from ByuN, so this little attack is not really going to do all that much. I mean, with the Banshee still alive, maybe you chip away, but losing one is painful. Obviously, there's still a Banshee in the main base, and there is potential to maybe do damage with that if you come in, you grab a Cyclone, but I mean, there's a Raven there as well, actually, so probably unlikely. And ByuN's just going to sit in a little bit of a contain. Equal worker counts. He's already starting up his 3rd CC that Keen is not, but that's also maybe because Keen is currently 2 base meching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey.
No. No.
Rocket if you got it. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Raven. Everybody in chat say goodbye, Mr. Raven.
No, don't say that. It's my channel. I have the power
if
here.
You've got channel points on Keen, you owe me.
No, we do not say goodbye, Mr. Raven. We say Stasis Wardies need 1 point. Okay, I'm looking at all of you that say goodbye, Mr. Raven, and I have noted your names. I've written them all down.
Mental note taken.
I can take away your behind-the-scenes Discord privileges, some of you guys. I recognize your names. Oh my god, no, stop, guys, please. Hey, ByuN's up 5 workers. Who cares about Ravens, right? Ravens aren't important. We didn't just lose a game earlier because of Ravens anyway, right? Yeah? Did he just anti-armor missile? He just anti-armored missile his own units, Nate. That's how bad Ravens are.
Well, you know, you know, sometimes when you're a masochist, you just want a little bit more damage on those attacks. I don't know. I can't seek to prescribe the why, but I'm willing to accept it.
Oh, it's so weird because this map really is very. It feels fairly meaningless, but I feel just for team morale, it means so much. Just get a map, you know, we keep the map score still awful, but kind of a bit more alive. And I just feel like even
I'm
though
okay with only winning 4-1, so yeah, I'm totally okay. If ByuN wants to make this happen, that's fine.
I'm just like, is this what it feels like to be scraping the bottom of the barrel? It's like a map, guys. Like, yeah. Like, 4 of my guys got destroyed, but my one other guy, Seed 1 versus Seed 5 from the draft picks, he rocked the world. Like, I don't know. I just don't want them to be too sad, I guess, as we continue to set up in their siege, and ByuN has a third-in location, and, well, Keen's actually going to attack with his Ravens, which I feel is a little bit scary, but we'll see if he can get some SCV kills.
I don't know. I don't know why you send your Ravens across the map when you're being contained on 2 bases. Maybe when he finds out that ByuN's got a third that's already up and running, he'll realize that this is a problem. But between you and me, I've never cared for killing workers in TVT. Unless you literally kill everything at the start of the game, it feels so unimpactful. Getting like a Viking or a tank here would be a way bigger in my honest opinion. But since he's going bio, like the minerals will obviously be a little more useful. But I think 2 Ravens with full energy, you still need to get out of your base.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm criticizing Keen. We've already won. I'm getting emotional.
Because you're working on the idea of, I don't know, man. He's actually going to crush this attack on the other side, but... Okay,
well, there you go. I'm sorry, Keen.
Yeah, I mean, he breaks out. He's down 14 work. I mean, he's got to go, though. Like, he's just got to go.
Yeah, this is it.
Like, he's
trying to punch it.
He still has 1 Raven as well, man. Obviously, he's playing this kind of like... I mean, he's playing a 2-base mech all in, so he has to go. He's got a lot of attacks. I mean, ByuN just needs to kind of weather the storm, slow this down, get a little kill or 2. I mean, he's got the Viking lead. If he just makes a Liberator,
I don't see how this works for Keen. I don't know.
I think
ByuN has a very similar setup, and Marines and Marauders are going to come out faster than the Hellions here.
Oh, he lost a tank though right away. He's going to land the Vikings on the tanks. ByuN's trying to win this right now, man. No, ByuN, you had this. All you had to do was build a Liberator. He had the Viking control. Just let him take position. He's got no third base. You can take all the time in the world. The one thing
I'm just really glad that he had the Viking lead and just landed.
Yeah, I know. Like,
that really helped fix that whole air discrepancy problem we were having.
He was so invested in winning this like right now, and he just didn't need to. I mean, he still might be okay, but it just feels like he's making it so much tougher than he needs to be. Like, maybe he just doesn't realize that Keen's on 2 bases or something. I mean, I'm just trying to make excuses, man. It's just stressing me out. I know we've already lost, so just like, ByuN, please, do something. I poked him with the stick. Don't die. Stay alive.
Wake up, Goku.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit of Viking fight there. Nice retargeting from ByuN. He's actually splitting the Viking shot, so he's not overkilling any Vikings. That was actually the difference in the Viking war. That was actually pretty insane.
Now, Wardi, you've already mentioned that a Liberator should have been built a long time ago, and I will raise you and say, in what universe where the only thing that could kill you is a single Liberator? Just throw down 1 turret with your tanks. Just build like 1 out here. Like, and just save yourself from so much trouble.
Oh, I know. It just would have been so easy. I mean, now it's going to be enough anyways as Keen tries to push in. ByuN saves the stasis Wardis. We only lose 3 map score instead of 5, and that's what it's all about. When your first seed player shows up, delivers, crushes the opposition, it just sets the tone for the next time you play.